Hello and welcome to Yoga Take It. My name is Lisette Pompa. So the class today, this mobility class, it's about our shoulders. And when people think about mobility, they really think about flexibility in a way, but it's not the same thing. Mobility, it's us being able to take our joint to its full range of motion with control. So that mobility would be that you can control that range of motion, which is not the same as flexibility. And we will go through that as we move into this program. But today we're going to focus on the shoulders, and we're going to try to move our shoulder joint in all ways. So we're going to externally rotate the arms, we're going to internally rotate the arms, we're going to elevate, depress, protract, and retract our shoulders as we move into this class, okay? But we're going to start in downward facing dog. Find your space on the mat, stretch the arms forward, stretch your feet back. Inhale, bring your right leg back and up to the ceiling. Exhale, step your right foot forward in between the hands. Lower your left knee down to the floor. And you're trying to go for this 90-90 position. So your hips are on top of your left knee. And basically, you're trying to find a long spine from here. It's like you're standing up. So you're not collapsing somewhere, but you're long through that left knee up to the top of the head. You're going to bring your left hand to the right ribs. And just trying to bring that left hand there to give you a little bit of feedback that you're not moving from the spine, or that the rest of the spine is not collapsing as you move into here. So you're trying to stay long and strong from here, okay? Drop your right arm down, close to the body, and extend and rotate the right arm. So basically the palm is gonna go to face forward towards the top of the mat. And from here, just lift the right arm up towards the ceiling. Good. Reach it up, and as you're here, keeping that extended rotation of the arm and trying to keep the arm as close to the body as possible, bring it back behind you. As you do that, you're not doing that by bending the elbow, and you're not doing that by puffing the chest forward. So you're still right here. The right arm's up, and you're trying to see how much mobility, how much can you control this range of motion as you try to flex the arm up. As you try to flex the arm up towards the ceiling. So see where you can go. When you cannot go back anymore without bending the arm, without puffing the chest forward, keeping the arm as close to the body as you can, bring it back behind you. Start to internally rotate the right arm. As you bring it back, and it's as close to the body as possible. So you're working hard to keep it in. Try not to twist so that chest is still facing forward. You internally rotate, you bring it back, 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 until the fingertips point down towards the floor. Okay, keep that for a moment. Again, check with your spine, you're long and straight. And we're gonna try to reverse that. So keep it as close to the body as you can. Bring it back behind you. Check where your mobility is here. Where can you go to that range of motion? Last beat with control. It's still internally rotating and the chest is not puffing forward. From there, keep it as close as you can towards you. Start to externally rotate as you bring it up towards the ceiling. All the way up to that external rotation, fingertips pointing up. Good. Release our right hand. We're going to switch legs. So left foot goes forward, right knee goes down. Bring your right hand to your left rib cage, somewhere there. And again, just keeping ourselves honest here. Stretch your left arm up towards the ceiling, or just keep it down and externally rotate it first, and then reach it up towards the ceiling. So the palm is facing towards our right side. And keeping that, reach up, long without bending the elbow. How much can you bring it back without bending the elbow? Without going into back bend, just keeping long and seeing how much flexion do you have in that left shoulder. Good. From there, keep it close to the body. Bring it back, start to internally rotate. Try to keep the chest still facing forward. Internally rotate all the way until the fingertips point down to the floor. Take a moment there. Keep that internal rotation so the palm is probably facing out to the side. Okay? And then bring it back behind you. How much mobility you have there without hunching, without moving through the spine. Then start to externally rotate as you bring it up towards the ceiling, close to the body, all the way up. There you go. Drop it down. We're going to move on to hands and knees. No, we're still first. We're going to just sit on our heels. Okay. So from here, we're going to try to move our scapula in all directions, trying to find that mobility through the scapula. Our scapula controls the movement of our shoulder head. So we're going to see how much we can move from there. Okay. Just as you sit on your heels, I'm going to turn back so you can see my back and see what I'm talking about. Stretch the arms in front of you, and the fingertips are pointing still forward. And just reach forward and protract the shoulder blades. That means the shoulder blades are going to move away from each other. And then from here, retract the shoulder blades. You're going to move the shoulder blades back until they touch without bending the arms. So make sure you're not bending through the elbows to do this. So you just, once again, you're going to reach forward to protract. Think cat pose. And then you're going to retract, keeping the arms straight. Can you feel the shoulder blades touching each other? Think cobra pose. Okay, once again, move forward. Arms are straight all the time and move back. Good. Release the arms down by your side. Elevate your shoulder blades. Bring the shoulder blades up towards the ears. And then depress your shoulder blades. Bring the shoulder blades down, 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 down towards your hips. Good. We're going to put all of that together from all fours, okay? And it's not going to be cat-cow pose, okay? So come on to your hands on your knees. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And then from here, we start with that retraction. So you're going to melt the toes down towards the floor so that the shoulder blades touch and the arms are straight. You're not bending the elbows. And then you're going to push the floor to protract. And you're keeping your pelvis in neutral, so you're not moving from your lower back, okay? So once again, retract, protract. One more time. Retract and protract. Now retract, elevate, bring the shoulders to the ears. Protract and depress shoulder blades back away from the ears. And then find that circle. So you're trying to go for all those movements. And see if you can find each movement as much as you can. So you're really protracting, depressing, retracting, and elevating. When you're ready, and the arms are straight all the time, once again. When you're ready, just move the circle towards the other side. So you're trying to get that somewhere different. Go for one more circle there. And release. Good. Sit back on your heels. Give your arms a shake if you need. You probably feel the heat already that you're creating on the shoulder blade, on the top of the shoulder, on the shoulder head. And now we're going to catch your two blocks. So now we're going to move to work with the blocks. And blocks are going to give us a little bit extra weight and a little bit more like an idea of where our arms are going. Okay. So from here, think that you're going to move into child's pose. So big toes touch. You sit back onto the heels and stretch the arms forward. And if this bothers your knees, feel free to stay in all fours. You can do this just from all fours, okay? As you do that, look down towards the floor, keep the neck long. The forehead is not touching the floor, but you're keeping some distance there between the forehead and the floor. And we're going to start with the right arm. So as you're here, you're catching the block with the right hand. You're going to elevate that shoulder blades. You're going to stretch the right arm forward, forward, forward towards the top of the mat. See where you can go. Now keeping that elevation, see how much can you flex the right shoulder. That means how much can you lift the right hand off the floor without moving through the chest. Hold it there. Breathe. And drop it down. Now, reset that shoulder blade, bring it somewhere to neutral. If working with a block feels way too heavy or way too strong, do it without the block. You can just do it with a fist, okay? Once again, we do it through that left side. So first, we're going to elevate that left shoulder blade. So you're going to bring it forward, forward, forward. And then once you find that elevation, see if you can lift that left block off the floor, flexing through the left shoulder, and see where you can go. Hold and lower down. Good. So for example, you can just lift the chest. When we're talking about downward facing dog, you're basically asking your shoulder blades to do that. You're asking the shoulder blades to elevate and to flex. And if people doesn't have that much flexion, if you ask someone to lift the arms up and they cannot find that flexion without moving from the spine, then it's very difficult to get to downward facing dog because you don't have that mobility there built up. So we're working to that. You're working as you try to make these exercises from the floor, you're working to find that flexion on the shoulder, that elevation, that it's gonna basically help you through your yoga practice. Okay, now we're gonna do it a little bit different. Once again, stretch the arms forward, catch your blocks, forehead. You're looking down towards the floor, so the forehead is facing down towards the floor. We start with the right arm. You're going to stretch the right arm forward, elevating the shoulder blade, and then lift it up towards the ceiling without opening to the chest. Open the right arm out to the right, halfway out to the right, then internally rotate that right arm. Bring it back behind you towards the back of the mat. Deep press that shoulder blade, so stretch your left arm all the way back towards the back of the mat. Once from there, bend at the elbow. See how much you can go in with that left hand without touching your back. Then stretch back again, out to the right. Halfway, you're going to externally rotate as you drop the block down to the floor. Woo, there you go. Let's try with the left side. Okay, so stretch forward, lift, open out to the left. Halfway out to the left, internally rotate, bring it back, stretch back towards the back of the mat. Once you're there, bend that left arm. See how much can you go in with that left hand without touching your back. Release, stretch back, open out to the left, halfway out, externally rotate as you drop the block down to the floor. There you go. Let's try it again. We're gonna go right and left one more time, okay? So right hand, stretch forward, lift, open out to the right, internally rotate, bring it back behind you, bend the elbow. See how far in can you go with the right hand without touching your back. Stretch back, open out to the right, bring it forward, 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 and drop it down. Good. Left hand, stretch forward, lift, open out to the left, internally rotate, bring it back behind you, bend at the elbow, see where you can go in, stretch it back again, open out to the left, externally rotate as you bring it forward, and you drop it down. There you go. Lift the chest, give your arms a shake, open the chest a little bit more if you need. Basically, just do whatever your body is asking for without we move into the next one, okay? Now you're not gonna need the blocks anymore. You're just gonna put the blocks out to the sides and you're gonna lay on your belly. I'll show you first so you can see it, and then after you see it, you can move with me so you have an idea of what we're gonna do. Good. As we lay on the belly, think hip width distance apart with your legs. You're gonna bring the elbows just in front of you, finding that flexion. Then the forehead is gonna go down to the floor. You're gonna bring the arms back behind you. Good. From here, we're gonna try to work on lifting one elbow up, the other one up. Okay, and then we're gonna try to open both elbows. Release the hands, open the arms out to the sides, and then we're gonna internally rotate. Bring the arms in, any amount we can. We're gonna open out, bring them forward all the way. The palms will touch. We're gonna bend the elbows, and the last beat is that the elbows are gonna touch the floor again, okay? Now you can do it with me. We're gonna go for that 3 times. So just lay on your belly, find your space. There you go. Long with the necks, long with the necks. Long with your legs, hip distance apart with your feet. Forehead goes down to the floor. Bring the elbows in front of you, palms touch. Forehead down, and then just let your palms go to the back of your head somewhere. There you go. And then from here, keep the legs long. Once again, tuck your tailbone in slightly so you're feeling that support on the lower belly, lower back. And then just focus on your right elbow. Lift the right elbow off, up, and down. Lift the left elbow up and down. Good. Lift your both elbows. Release the hands. Open them forward, out to the sides. Internally rotate the arms as you bring them back behind you. Bend at the elbows. Bring the palms in somewhere. Good. Release, stretch back. Extend and rotate the arms. Go forward, forward, forward. Touch your palms. Bend the arms, and the last beat, the elbows touch the floor. Good. Take a moment. We're gonna repeat that, both elbows at the same time. So the legs are long, find that lower belly engagement. And here we go. Lift both elbows off the floor. Yeah. Flexion. Once you're there, stretch the arms. Elevation. Open the arms out to the sides. Internal rotation of the arms. As you depress the shoulder blades, as you reach back, bend at the arms. See where you can go. Release, open out, external rotation. Go all the way forward, palms touch. Bend the arms, lift the elbows maybe a little bit higher again, and release. Take a moment, breathe. We're gonna try it one more time, okay? Good, last one. Forehead on the floor, bend the arms. Lift both elbows off the floor. And then reach the arms forward, elevate the shoulder blades. Open the arms out to the sides. Start to internally rotate the arms. Reach back, back, back towards your feet. Bend the elbows. Go in any amount. Release that. External rotation of the arms and the arms forward, forward, forward. Palms touch. Bend the elbows. Keep the elbows up, 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 up. And then release. There you go. Ooh. Then take a moment there and press back to all fours. And then just to seat. We're gonna go for one more thing because we've been focusing on the flexion of the shoulder. That's when you bring the arm forward and up. We're gonna just go in a little bit of extension of the shoulders, so bringing the arms back, okay? So think hip width distance apart with your hands, with your arms. Shoulder width distance apart. And just from here, just bring the hands back. If you don't feel comfortable sitting on your heels, just cross your legs. Even standing up works. Palms are facing back. And then from here, without bending the elbows, how much can you lift the palms up towards the ceiling and hold? And then without bending the elbows, how much can you bring the arms in closer together and feel your triceps there working? Rhomboids. Trapezius too. Take a moment and release that. Okay, we'll do it 2 more times. So once again, shoulder width distance apart with the arms, stretch them back behind you, and then lift the arms and hold. Take a moment. Hug the arms in closer together. And release. Oh my God, this is so hard. You couldn't believe it, right? Okay, last time. Bring the arms back behind you, palms facing back. Lift the arms as high as they go without bending the elbows. Hug the arms in closer together. Hold, 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 and release. There you go. Give your arms a shake. And take a moment. And then notice what's the most kind of difficult movement for you. Is it the flexion? Is it the extension? Is it finding that shoulder and the scapula mobility as you try to do those circles with the scapula? Maybe everything feels okay, maybe everything feels too tight and difficult. But just finding what's hard or easy for you as we move into the shoulders, okay? So that was it for today. I will see you next time.